Today, we are going to discuss modal verbs. Modals are often added to a sentence before the main verb. There are numerous types of modals in English, but today we will only focus on three: modals of ability, modals of advice, and modals of possibility. While watching today's video, you will need a pen, a highlighter, and your note-taking sheet. Remember to write down any questions that you may have for your teacher. First, let's talk about modals of ability. What does this mean exactly? Well, modals of ability state things that you are able to do or can do. These modals include can for the present and could for the past. You do not change based on the subject used in the sentences, so you never add s or es or ing. Also, they are always followed by a verb. Keep in mind that the verb is in the infinitive form. Here are some example sentences using modals of ability. I can skate, but I cannot ski. In this sentence, the speaker is stating that he or she is able to skate in the present tense, but is not able to ski. We could see lots of stars last night, but we couldn't see the moon. In this sentence, the speaker is using the past form of can by using could. They were able to see lots of stars in the past, but they were not able to see the moon. Now let's turn to modals of advice. These are used when maybe you want to offer a suggestion. They are used when something has to be done, or when there is a rule, or simply as advice to another person or people. Modals of advice are words such as should, had better, and must. Following are some examples of modals of advice in a sentence. You should eat healthy food, but you shouldn't smoke. In this sentence, someone is providing advice. The advice is something you should do. It is not necessary, but it is better. So it is better to eat healthy foods and not to smoke. I had better study for my test. You had better not forget to study. It is important to study for a test. In this sentence, someone is providing advice for himself or herself. You must be quiet in the library. You mustn't talk loudly. This sentence describes a rule, something that you must do and have no choice. All three of these offer advice, but had better and should both describe something that is better to do, but must state something that has to be done without any options. Finally today, we will discuss modals of possibilities, which includes may and might. We use these when we are not sure if something will happen or not. Let's look at the following two sentences, and remember the verb after a modal is an infinitive, so you do not change the verb by adding an ending like s or ing. Ali might see a movie tonight, so he might not come to the party. It may rain tomorrow, so we may not have a barbecue outside. These sentences show that something may or may not happen. It is a possibility, but the speaker is not sure. We have already discussed making sentences using these modals, but let's look at this chart just to review. Again, the sentences begin with the subject and are followed by the modal and then the infinitive verb. The infinitive verb never has an s or an ing added. So, we know how to make sentences using modals. Now let's look at how to make questions using modals. First, let's look at this table. So, again, there are two types of questions in English: information questions and yes or no questions. To make an information question using modals, first you will need to write an information question word such as who, what, or how many. Look at this box on the screen for examples. Next, use a modal such as can, must, or might. The subject of the sentence such as he or Ali, she or Nadia comes next. Then use the main verb of the sentence such as go, eat, sleep. Remember, again, when using a modal, you do not change the main verb by adding endings such as an S or an ing. So you would not write something like the following: when can I reading? Or what should I read? As you can see, both sentences are wrong because the verbs are not in the infinitive. You just simply use the verb read without an ending. To answer information questions, you will need to provide information and not just simply a yes or no answer. So, for example, for the question, what can I read? The answer might be, you can read science fiction books. It would not be, yes, you can. To answer yes or no questions, you follow the same pattern. The only difference is you do not use an information question word like what, how, or when. You begin by using a modal such as can, might, or must. Then you use the subject such as they or Ali and Ahmed. After the subject, you use the main verb. So, for example, can Ali and Ahmed go to the mall with us today? Can is the modal. Ali and Ahmed are the subjects, and go is the main verb. The answer would be either yes, they can, or no, they can't. Let's practice modals by correcting the mistakes in these sentences. You will need your note-taking sheet and a pen or pencil. Let's look at this sentence. You must eat healthy food. This is a difficult sentence because the modal must seems like a good choice. But because eating healthy food is not a rule, no one can make you do it. Because the sentence offers advice or a suggestion, a better statement would be, you should eat healthy food, or you had better eat healthy food. Can I have a cup of coffee? What is wrong here? Again, remember, you do not add an ending such as an S to a modal. The sentence should read, can I have a cup of coffee? What about this sentence? He might goes to the cinema. What is wrong here? Remember, again, that the main verb does not change when it is after the modal. So the correct sentence is, he might go to the cinema. That's all for today. Remember to re-watch this video as many times as you like. Thanks for watching and good luck.